You'll have to excuse the camera mount. I'm just gonna get it all ready to go so I can just flip over to the other view. One of these days will get more exciting and more technical, and I'd like to get something that hangs from above so that I don't even have to mess with all that. But you know, goals for right now, doing what we can with what we got. All right, I think I'm just about ready to get started. Looks like we're starting to see some people getting on. All right. Well, today I have a really fun project. I think I told you last week a little hint about what I was going to do, but I think it will be really fun. We're going to make some treat boxes today using the beach bum stamp set, and you'll see what else. There's kind of a lot to today's stuff. I've got a lot of things going in on this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so we can just get started and have some fun. So let's start with the boxes that we're going to use. So BrutusMonroe carries these pillow boxes. They come in red and green and silver. And I've used them on several projects, but I think this will be really fun what we're using it on for today. And we're going to mess with it just a little bit. So they do come in, it looks like 9 boxes come in them. And you can see they're already scored, they're already glued, they're all ready to go. They just need to be filled and decorated, and that is pretty cool. But what we're gonna do with ours today is we're going to actually unattach it and then attach it back up, because I want to show you a trick that's kind of just a way to add a little bit more fun. So we're going to start here. Oh, thanks. Okay, I'm glad. I'm excited. So I'm going to show you first of all how I went ahead and unattached it. You probably would be fine with like a craft blade or something. That might even be better than what I do. But I just want to make sure that I don't kill it, you know what I mean? Because they do have a nice amount of adhesive. They're made well, which in this case makes it a little bit trickier, but you know, it's always nice to know that they're made well. And this honestly, I do not sew, but this is in my craft supply, my craft arsenal. So it's this little metal, I guess it's a dressmaker guide. What you do with it, I have no idea, because I do not sew. I'm telling you what. But I'm just going to use this. You could use anything kind of like it. I liked it because it didn't seem as dangerous as trying to use a blade. And then I just kind of slit it slowly so that I can get it. It's okay if it comes up a little bit, because like I said, we're just going to re-glue it. So I expect it to do a little bit. And then we'll just work it the rest of the way, maybe even from the other direction. We've almost got it already. But yes, definitely take your time so that you don't rip through and that you don't have a bunch of bumps on the outside. Okay, so I've got mine apart now. And then the next step, I'm going to show you what I did, but I'm not going to take the time to stop to go and die cut. But I just took one of my foundation circles. It's the 4th one in. And I went with, because this side is where you see the seam, the side that has the little divots, I went with this side. So I just centered this in between, in the middle of the box. And then when I put it through my die cut machine, I made sure it was flat so that this isn't behind it. Hi, Gina. Tina, I am so sorry. I always mess that up. Who did?
Lenore.
Hi, Lenore. Hope you guys are having a great week. So yes, when you put it through your die cut machine, you just want to make sure it's not like this, because you don't want to cut through the second layer. You want it to lay flat. So it is a little wider than like a 6-inch. I use this on my bigger die cut machine. It'd probably be okay on like a Big Shot. I'm not sure exactly how wide a Big Shot is, but it's a little bit wider than like the platinum. Hi, Sharon. So after you've done that, it'll look like this, of course. And I'm just going to go ahead and put my die back because I don't want to lose it. And then I actually just kept the little, I just kept the circle that I cut out in my packaging just because you never know when you need a circle. So if I don't use both parts of the die, that's what I do. Okay, so now the next step is we're just going to take some clear acetate and we're just going to make a little window. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of mine off, and I'm not too worried about being precise because no one's going to see it unless for whatever reason they feel compelled to open the box like we did. So I'm just going to use some double stick tape for this. Let's just use some of our tissue tape. All right, so we're just going to...
If you put the dye on the inside, it doesn't become a problem.
Oh, if you put the die on the inside. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Good tip. So yeah, if you put the die on the inside, then you don't have to worry about that second level. And you actually wouldn't even have to take it apart if you can tape it in there in the right place. See how smart you are? Who said that?
Christina Cross.
Christina, thank you for the tip. That's a good tip. Okay, so we're just going to add our little window. And just want to make sure I didn't cross over the score line, and it looks like we're okay. So now the next part that we'll do is I'm just going to, you'll have to excuse my dies all over the place. We'll get to those in just a second. Next thing I want to show you is I'm going to take the stencil of the month, which is awesome. This is the stencil of the month. It's called Heat Wave. And I thought it would be fun to use this with our pillow box. And I'll also show you, if you don't take it apart and you don't want a window cut out, you can just stencil it over the top. So I've got one like that as well, just so you can see your options. Okay, so I'm just using Remember Me. Is that which one? Yeah, Remember Me ink. This is Simon Hurley ink. And a blending brush. And, you know,
Christina said if you use the first one you take apart the template, it'll tell you where to put the dye.
Oh, that's a good idea, Christina. Use the first one for a template. Good idea. And I am not really worried. I'm not being super precise about where this is going as far as, I'm not really worried if it goes over the flap a little bit, but I don't think it will. I can see the score line well enough that I'm not freaking out about it. And this is it does have a glossy finish on the boxes. So I am going to heat set it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Squeaky Clean. This is Cinnamon Hearts. I just got a new one today. I'm very excited. I was down to the last little drop. I just love it. If you love cinnamon, which I do, you will love this. But it will make you crave cinnamon bears. I will warn you. Okay. I'm going to just heat set this a little bit. Just because, like I said, it's kind of a shiny surface, a little bit, what's wrong? Oh, a little bit glossy. So you just want to make sure that your ink isn't going to smear. Okay, that's probably good enough. We'll just kind of do a test on the flap. It looks pretty good to me. I've got another one that's already done, but let's go ahead and glue both of these. And I'm going to use Barely Art glue. This glue I really like because it sticks really well and it dries fairly quickly. So, and you get this awesome fine tip, which is going to come in very handy for some of the other things that we're doing on this project today. So I'm just going to reattach my pillow box. Well, hi, Michelle.
Look at all those cuties, she said.
There's a lot of stuff to look at, huh? There's a lot. But there's so many fun things, and I'm excited to show you the rest of this. I think it's going to be a fun project. Okay, so we're going to do this one too, just so you can see if you don't want to do the open window on it, that it works just as well. Kind of depends on what you want to put in your treat box, which will determine whether or not you want to do a window or not. So let's start assembling this. Now we're going to use some of our Fun in the Sun dies, and we are going to use some of our Beach Bum stamps. Now, in the interest of time, I just went ahead and colored and die cut my images ahead of time, just because I knew I wanted to make 3 of these, and I just figured that everybody has their own tools that they like to use to color with. And if you want to watch a coloring video, we have some of those. I have some on my own channel, and that we can just do another day. So we've got these guys. So we're going to put him back here so I don't get confused as to what I wanted here. Okay, so we're using the sun and the palm tree. You can see him here. I didn't do the face on the sun, though I do think it's really cute. And we're going to use the beach ball. So let's go ahead and actually, let's put our little wreaths on first. I wanted to show you this. This is the Judy's wreath. This is the one I was showing you. And I thought that it was kind of fun because you can use it for a spring card or a Mother's Day card or whatever floral card that you want. But I also thought that if you wanted to, you could have it. It kind of has the look of like a tropical lei or just tropical flowers. I think the colors that you choose to use can influence kind of the flavor of what you're making. So even though it might not have been intended for a tropical theme, you can put your own tropical spin on it. So we're going to just add those. I'm always happy to kind of get as much clutter off of my table, out of my space as I can. Now this has a lot of little details and they actually come out really easily, but I wasn't really worried about it because it's more the backdrop for our project. So I didn't worry too much about getting every little guy out of there. Know what I'm saying? Now this, again, is glossy paper. So you probably want to use a little bit more glue than I did on that first one. And just make sure you've got that on there. You may even want to set something on it just to make it a little easier. I love this die set. I use this all the time. Christopher can attest to that. I've used this on several projects. It's a great staple to have in your collection. And I love the way it just kind of frames off that little circle. All right. So set that one aside. We'll do this last one really quick. Okay, so now I'm going to put that last little wreath on there. Or in our case, it's kind of more like a little lei, right? Okay, so now, just to make sure I'm not going to get a clogged glue, I'll set that there for a minute. I feel like I might want to put something on top of those just to make sure that they stay down. Once they're dry and they do really well. But like I said, with a glossier finish, I wasn't sure how it would do. All right, I'm going to move this little guy. Oh, let me tell you, we are actually going to use flowers from this as well. I used the little and the big flower that kind of remind me of the flowers in our little bear's shirt. So I used those, and I also used this little leaf.
Michelle said your color choices are fun.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. I love bright tropical colors, that is for sure. And this set is so fun. This beach bum set, it just makes me happy. Like really, it just makes me smile whenever I use it and whenever I look at it. I just think that the little critters in it are cute. It's just the fonts are really cute. There's so many fun things about it. And then you've got the dies, of course, which make it so easy to use. Love it. And I will also point out, I'm going to use some paper from the Sea Life paper collection. We're going to use the green and white polka dots. If you know me at all, it's no big surprise I'm using polka dots. And then we're going to use the yellow one too for the inside of our sun. And I did use a little scrap of the fish for one of the sections of our beach ball. And it was fun. I just went through, and I love when I'm doing die cuts like this. I love to just kind of raid my scrap box. It's so nice to actually use my scraps. I'm terrible about remembering to use the scraps. Don't need a new sheet of paper every time, right? Okay. So you can kind of just follow the beach ball to see which side looks better. Looks like the yellow looks better on that side. Looks like that must be how that was meant to go. Okay, look how cute that's going to be. Cutest beach ball ever. And again, I'm just using my Barely Art glue. Darren has posted a link that will take you to all of the products on one page. So you don't have to look around for every little thing. It's conveniently in one spot. And I don't think I thanked Darren. Thank you, Darren, for moderating. I appreciate you. All right, so we've got this little guy ready to go. He's gonna go with our little raccoon, which I think is so cute. He has the sweetest little face. And then let's just kind of see how we want to arrange our little flowers. Let's see. I think first of all we'll put our beach ball on. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the tape for that. So we'll just set that, maybe just like that. And then let's pop our little raccoon up. Just put my pin back in my glue for a second. So I typically use the glue, the foam dots, but I have tried the iCraft. These are sold on the BrutusMonroe site. And I picked these up because we've got little small 1/4 inch ones. So I thought those would be fun because I'm always cutting them down anyway. So we're giving those a try. See, I like the way that he stands away from the ball a little bit. Gives a little bit more depth to our project. And then we'll just use some glue for our flowers, at least the one on the bottom. There's not really a lot of space on these because they do have the circle in the middle cut out. So we'll just do them both flat. So we'll do that guy there. And that should stick to the blue piece of paper a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and put the center in that. Again, just using my glue. And I just took the centers when I die cut it. It cuts out both. And so I just saved, I've got different flowers, right? So I just saved the centers and mixed them up. So we're using the yellow flower centers with our pink. Okay, and let's add some leaves. Got a little glue bubble there. Before it dries too much, I kind of want to get my leaf underneath it. So maybe we'll just add a little glue there. So I love this time of year. I love that energy of the kids getting ready, and I think the teachers just as much, wrapping up the year, getting excited about summer. I'm not even in school and I still get excited about summer. I just like that relaxed, less regimented time of year. All right, let's add some more. Let's add some more leaves to our little arrangement here. And I have one little guy. I want to put that little flower on there. Should we put him up there or put him down here? Let's see. Kind of like it down there. Let's put it down at the bottom. Mix things up. If I can get through this live without losing any of the pieces, I am going to be so proud of myself. We have one more little leaf. Maybe we'll put over here to just kind of, do we want it on that side? Do we want it right here?
I think the leaves look cool.
You like the leaves?
Yeah.
Thanks, Darren. Just trying to decide where I want this last one. I think I like it right there. Got more glue on the top part, thinking it was going to glue to the raccoon, but he's on that foam square, so need a little bit more on the back. Okay, and now we just need one more little thing, and I think that we'll just use one of our conversation clippings. These are the Beach Bum conversation clippings, and they are available separately, but you also, when you subscribe to the inspiration kit, the inspiration box, they are one of the things that comes in the inspiration box. So deciding where we want it. Let's put them over here. So that, maybe we'll pop that up. So let's try out our little tiny foam squares. I think I like it about right there. And I love the saying, happy summer, y'all. Now that I live in Texas, I feel like that one was a fun one. Okay, so this little guy is ready to go. Now when you go to fill it, we'll fill them in just a bit because I do have something I'll put in them. But for now, I'll just show you that they fold in really easily. And that little flap with the divot in it, that goes on the top so it's easier to get into. Okay? See how cute that is? And we'll fill that up in just a bit. I love that.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that fun? I am a sucker for these little boxes. I think they're so cute. Okay, so we'll put this one to the side for a minute and we'll get going on this guy. So let's do, I'm going to move the dies as I complete it so I don't lose any of my dies. Does anybody have any questions? See, I love how our dies come. They have this nice little pocket. Keeps them nice and secure. So now let's do our little bear. Who said that?
Pamela.
Oh, thank you, Pamela. We're going to get our bear ready to go, and let's get our cute palm tree assembled. So you can see it's got the 2 layers. It's really cute. I think it was Jessica. I know it might have been Sammy. I can't remember which design team member used glitter paper for the top layer, but it looked really good. You could use glitter paper. You could even just use regular cardstock and put glitter glaze on it. But I think it's fun to do something with a different texture on your other layer because it just adds, again, more depth to your project. And let's see. This is pretty user-friendly. I don't think it matters too much where you put it. Like, it just kind of goes together pretty easily, I think. So there's our little palm leaves. Okay, so now we've got our 2 pieces of sand for our little island. And again, these are pretty easy to assemble. I think they just kind of...
Candy said hi.
Hi, Candy.
Just got home from work. It's way too hot here. 93. Yuck.
Oh, Candy, that is warm. You'd think you lived in Arizona.
Lenore said you're the best. Thanks.
You bet, Lenore. Okay, so one thing that might be fun on this guy, why don't we pop up the palm leaves? So we'll get this attached to our, let's put the bear on first. I feel like he's the main guy. Let's get him on there first and go from there.
Candy said love the pattern paper for the tree layer.
Isn't that fun? I was just saying that all of our different mediums, like our glitter glaze and our chroma glaze and all of those fun, the candy coat, those all look really good. I just think it's fun to add some texture in some way to that other layer. Okay, so let's put our bear right about here. Isn't he so cute? He just makes me laugh. He looks like he is living his best life, doesn't he? All right, so I'm thinking something like that. So let's get this guy on there.
Looks like he's enjoying that drink.
I'm sure it's a Shirley Temple. Hey, it's an end of school box, so we're gonna go with lemonade or Shirley Temple. However, you know, there are those teachers that are ending school too, so.
Don't forget college students.
That's true, college students too. Okay, so now let's add one of our cute little tiny squares. Put that right in the center, and I got a bonus one, so we'll just put it on there too. And we'll add this little guy to our palm tree. Super fun, super easy. So now let's add, we're gonna make a little grouping, I guess you would call it. We could do 2 there, 1 over here, 1 over here, or we could put them all over there. Let's go with that. You can see why I love this glue with that nice fine tip. It just makes it easy when you're gluing little guys like this. I have big hands,
Candy says, I like to buy his feet.
You like by his feet? I do too. I think that it works. I guess I got it a little higher than his feet, but since this glue is pretty amazing, I'm not going to try to move it. But I also need to add some leaves anyway, so it'll be okay. It should balance all right.
She said close enough.
All right. Thanks, Candy. She's given me some, she gave me some slack on that. All right, let's get the center in there. And now I'll put that last little one. And then we can add our leaves to this guy.
Nicole says cute.
Thanks, Nicole. We can add our leaves. So let's put one. Probably should have added those a little sooner than I did, but hopefully we can find a way underneath.
I just popped in to say hi.
Oh, fun, Nicole. Well, I'm glad that you did. Can't wait to see your layout. All right, let's see if we can get that to sneak underneath there. All right, so now let's add some more leaves. I feel like I want one more over here. There we go. Now,
Candy said, the order I told you about this morning already shipped. The team is amazing.
you know what? I agree. Candy was just saying that the order, she just made an order this morning and it already shipped. And she was just talking about how amazing the BrutusMonroe shipping department is. And I agree 100%. I actually also made an order this morning and it has also already shipped. So that is pretty amazing, impressive work. All right, so now we just need to add our little sentiment on that. This time we'll put Soak Up the Sun. Trying to decide if I like it on the top or the bottom. And I'm still liking the top. So I guess we'll keep that consistent for now. It's gonna tear what's underneath it, so that's where it's going. Sometimes that's my decision maker right there. Sometimes the decisions are made for me. All right, so let's just go ahead, whoops. If you kind of go along and put your fingers in it and work along with it, it's a smoother transition. There we go. There we are. So we've got these two so far. Just super fun little guys. And we have one more to make. And I have to say, I think this little guy is my favorite character. And I know I'm not alone. They're all super cute. Like, really, can you go wrong with any of these little guys? But there's just something about that giraffe that cracks me up. So let's assemble our sun. And on this one, let's put some dimension behind the center of the sun. So there's my pattern paper from the Sea Life set.
Candy said, I love the text you gave them with your coloring.
Oh, thank you, Candy. Yeah, I love to color.
The giraffe is also her favorite.
The giraffe is Candy's favorite?
Nicole.
Nicole's favorite. Yeah, I think many members of the design team would agree with you. They are all darling. I agree 100% on that. So we're going to add our sun. This would be so cute to make for your kids or for your grandkids or your little neighbor friends. I teach the 8-year-olds at church, and I'm thinking, I've got 3 made. I only need a few more, and I'll have enough for them. So I think maybe that's what I'll do, because I think, why not?
Candy said the wreath and the stems was a fabulous idea.
Oh, thank you, Candy. I think they're just fun. They just work with the hole too. They just work. Let's not lose my dies. Maybe you guys are better at keeping track of your stuff, but I'm telling you, there are some things like dies that I can lose very quickly if I'm not careful. All right.
Michelle said they will love them.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. Michelle is amazing. Michelle makes stuff like this all the time for her Girl Scout troop. She just spoils them rotten, and I love it. I think it's great that they have such a positive and sweet person as a leader for them. All right, let's see. Do we want to put this?
Candy said you need a magnetic ball to place them in when you're done.
I really do. I really do. I do need a magnetic bowl for my dies. But at least this way it forces me to put them away right away too. I think if they were in a bowl, they might sit there too long as I move on to the next project, you know what I mean? I'm trying really hard to just stay organized, and I almost have things finished. I'm going to try to paint my room. I've been trying the last few weeks, but I've just had really full weekends. Last weekend was Mother's Day, of course. And so my goal, that is one of like my goals for this weekend, is to paint this other wall purple so that my backdrop looks nicer. I may actually switch walls so that I'm on that wall because it's a longer wall. Yeah, I think we'll put them together. Yeah, I did this other wall thinking, oh, that'll be great. It'll all fit on that wall, and I'll have my own little backdrop, and it was great until I turned on the camera and found out that I just can't get, it just doesn't work for the shot. I get the sides of the wall, so we'll adapt. Okay, let's get the leaves in first before we put on our last little flower, while the glue is still a little bit more pliable. And now we just have a couple more leaves, I think, and we will have it set. I'm trying to decide if we want to put any leaves over by our I don't want to force it. Just because I have them doesn't mean I have to use them, you know what I mean? But if I can tie the two sides together. Yeah, that looks weird. On the top? Maybe coming from the sun. That will work. Thanks, Darren. I actually think that's how I had it originally, but when I was kind of planning it out, but I wouldn't have remembered without you. There, it's kind of like a sunflower now. All right, so now we just have our sentiment, and I think there's not a lot of options for this because I haven't left a lot of room anywhere, so we're going to put it right here. And it says, oh, happy, happy day. And heaven knows that joy. Do you guys still remember? I remember that, just that feeling of freedom and the possibilities of summer running through your head. I remember that really well. I can even still remember the smell of the detergent. It was like a powder that we would use to clean the desks on the last day of school. I can't even imagine what was in that stuff, because I know it was really abrasive and really had a distinct smell, but it was kind of a nice smell. I liked the smell. Okay, so there is our last one. So let's get that one all ready to go. That one went pretty quickly. And now we'll just fill them up with some goodies so we can see what they look like. So I have these funny glasses. They just cracked me up. So I don't think they're gonna fit though. So you can though, if you have more stuff than you do space, you can leave it open. I don't think I'm gonna put these in, but aren't those hilarious? All right. Let's put some, oh, I do have this other set we could put in. Sunglasses are a little too long. Child size might be different, but just in case you need to know, they were a little long. So I've just got some Starbursts. You could put whatever you wanted in here, and you don't even need to fill it all the way full. You just want to make sure you get to the top of the window probably. I also have these little Mambas. I thought those were fun. I thought that those looked summery. And I'm not going to seal these up because...
Hello,
who said it?
Gina.
Hi, Gina.
She has dropped Lily off at dance.
Oh, I get it. The life of a mama. Taxi driver. All that stuff. So this one's fun. You've got all of this space. I'm not even gonna seal these because, like I said, I think I'm gonna use them for my little class at church. And heaven knows everything has to be exactly the same so that there's no fighting, right? But look how cute. You could also make that into a shaker. You could put another layer behind it and make it a shaker and still see through it. So there's lots of fun things you can do. This is what it looks like when it's all the way closed. Super fun. Isn't that cute? So you have to decide, you've got your flaps on this side. You can do it on this side if you don't like the flaps sticking up. And then you just contend with this, which it just depends on how you feel about each one. But I think it's just fine either way.
Is it adorable?
So this was a fun project. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that maybe it gave you some ideas to use for the end of school. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera view really quick. Hope you guys are digging the shades. I just thought I'd be a goofball. And I hope you like the glasses, Darren. Everybody needs a pair of these, I'm telling you now. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the class.
You rock. Awesome.
Thank you, Gina. And maybe you guys will be able to come up with something completely different, but completely just, I hope maybe just inspired by what I created today. And I will catch you with another new project next week. Probably will be using anyway. I say that because, you know, last minute I might change my mind, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to use the Fun in the Sun dies again for a different project. All right, thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.